the Miss Universe Philippines preliminary competition. If you joined me during one of my lives, I ended up doing 2 lives because I woke up at 4:45 my time because I thought the show started at 7 p.m. Manila time, but it ended up starting at like, what was it, 8:15 p.m. Manila time. So what happened is I was on a live with a bunch of you. We were chatting with the contestants, waiting for the show to start, and then Lily woke up. So she was crying, so I had to go tend to her mom life. And then what ended up happening is I just watched the show, I got Lily back to sleep, and then I came back and did a live with you post show. Like right after the show ended, I did a live giving my raw reaction, in the moment reaction, gave my top 8 favorites in swim, in gown. I tried my best, I really did, I swear. So if you want to see those lives, the second live has more substance to it. You can check that out, it's on my channel still. It is titled Raw Reaction to Miss Universe Philippines Prelim. So you can watch that, I can link it below as well. Overall, you guys were disappointed in the show. I think that was your comments anyways on the live. Like I always try to take note of what you guys are saying. And the biggest thing people said is they didn't like the camera angles, they didn't like the lighting. They felt like it didn't really highlight some of like the gowns that some of the women wore in the evening gown competitions. I thought it was a pretty good show. I liked it. I can definitely see where people are coming from, what they're saying. I enjoyed it overall. It was just so exciting to see these women in action. Of course, there were some happy surprises and there were some women we would have liked to see a little more energy from. I'm gonna give you my 10. I rewatched the show a couple times actually. I rewatched the prelims and I'm going to give you my favorite 10 in swim, and then in a different video I'm gonna give you my favorite 10 in gown. So if you want to see my favorite 10 in gown, make sure you check out that video. But let's get into my top 10 in the evening gown competition at the prelim competition for Miss Universe Philippines 2022. First up in my list of my top 10, I have Miss Mccarty. She really slays the game without trying too hard. I was waiting for more. I was waiting for, at the end of the runway, for her to at least like look back or give us like another turn or something, and it didn't happen. I was waiting for more. I was like, where's the end pose? Where's like the money shot? I have her on my list because just her walk in itself is so full of confidence, and I really feel like she is still going to like be up there in the competition. I just really wanted to see more from her, and I know a lot of you said the exact same thing in the comments when I was chatting about this in the live earlier. Next up, a happy surprise. Actually, not really a happy surprise because I've been waiting for her. Miss Davao del Norte. I thought she was amazing in swim. I could have put her higher in my list, to be completely honest. I thought she was great. I find a lot of people don't really talk about her, or maybe I just don't see their comments. Someone that you guys did talk about was Miss Taegeek, and I really liked her too. I had her in my 8 favorites in my like live reaction, and she's in my 10 favorites now. She's number 8 on my list. She just slays it every single time. I liked her swim more the second time I watched it. The first time I watched it, I thought it was great. She looked amazing in the purple, loved her smiling look back. But the second time I watched it, the second time I watched her performance, I loved it even more. I felt like I was like, oh yeah, okay, wow, it was really an amazing performance. So she's on my list. I feel like I'm talking really fast. Next I have Miss Cebu Province. Loved her in gown and I loved her in swim. Some of you mentioned her in the comments that I saw on the live, and I just think she's very bubbly, fun. She just looks like she's having a good time, which is something I always look for when I'm just watching as a fan or if I'm actually judging a pageant, especially in the swimsuit competition. I want to see who is having fun, who is full of confidence, who is enjoying every moment up on stage in front of hundreds, maybe thousands of people in a swimsuit. It's pretty challenging, so I really love that Cebu Province always looks like she's having a fun time. Next up, we have Iloilo Province. I thought she was one of the best turns. When she came out, she had one of the best turns. She had a blue swimsuit on. I loved her posing, her smiling. She had like the sexy looks, but then the smiling, I'm having fun looks. So I really felt like she gave us a little bit of everything. Great turn, great posing, great facial expressions. A lot of you liked her. She was mentioned quite a bit actually in the comments in my live. So she is in my 6th spot in my top 10. Now I have Miss Cebu City. I would have put Cebu City higher had we seen, I think, a little more variation in her face. I'm trying to remember. I think she kind of only gave that like seductive facial expression, which is totally fine, but I do like to see a little bit of variation. That's just my opinion. But I thought she was amazing. The crowd loved her. She had an amazing walk. She always does. I feel like that's one of her strong suits in the on-stage performances is her walk. It's just so captivating, and she looks so elongated. Like, she has an amazing walk. So Cebu City is in my 5th spot. Now in the 4th spot is Miss Baguio. Miss Baguio is so gorgeous. I always love her energy. I wish she would have held her end pose just a little bit longer, like literally like a second longer. There's always that like sweet spot of like, we want to see you for the perfect amount of time, and I know that they probably had people who were get off the stage, so maybe they were telling her to get off the stage, who knows, but I really wish we could have seen her just like a tiny bit longer and held her pose for a tiny bit longer. She was still amazing. Before I get into my top 3, I want to know, who do you like from this group? Am I missing someone so far? Of these women that I've mentioned, is there anyone that's your favorite, your number 1? Let me know in the comments. In my number 3 spot is Miss Oriental. I love her. I go back and forth. She was my number 1 in my latest predictions before the prelims, but I do go back and forth wondering if she is more of like a Miss World energy or Miss Universe. And at the prelims, I was feeling more Miss World energy, and by that I think I mean, like, I don't even really know what I mean, but that's how I used to describe. And maybe actually Miss Bohol was giving me also a bit more of like a Miss World energy, a little bit more almost like shy and holding back, and maybe not as like showy and like sexy or something like that. I think some of you guys will know what I mean. So that's what I was feeling with Miss Oriental. I wasn't sure. She had a big smile. She looked like she was having fun, which is really important, and I think she was amazing. But let me know what you guys thought of her performance. In my number 2 spot, a big surprise I feel like for a lot of us was Miss Palawan. She killed it in swimsuit. I am telling you, that was one of the best walks in the swimsuit competition at Miss Universe Philippines 2022. It was a Miss Universe worthy swimsuit walk. She nailed it. Like, honestly, some of the best posing. I thought she was 10 out of 10. Her turn, her looks, her hand on her hip, like, she was perfection in the swimsuit. So Miss Palawan, good job. And in my number 1 spot, probably not a surprise because so many of you loved her. She was the most mentioned contestant in the comments on the live, and that is Miss Pasay. Her walk alone was like, she did not come to play, she came to compete. She wowed so many of you. She was probably, like I said, the most mentioned in the live comments, and I thought she was amazing. Her walk, her look, her poses, like, she really gave it her all. And this is what we were waiting for from her, is she going to kill it in the prelims? And she did. She delivered. Some honorable mentions: Miss Pangasinan had an amazing walk. Miss Bohol, I wanted so badly to include her in my list, but I just couldn't do it because she didn't have the fire. She didn't have the energy that I was looking for. It felt like she was holding back. It felt like she was almost kind of shy or something. I'm not really sure. I mean, we still love her. She's still amazing, obviously. I heard she did amazing in interviews. I haven't watched the interviews yet. I haven't had the opportunity, but I will watch them next. And then Miss Albay. I wanted more from Miss Albay. I love her. I think she's such an amazing contestant, and I really wanted more, and it just wasn't quite there, but hopefully it'll come in the final night. Okay, that is it for the swimsuit, chatting about the swimsuit competition at the Miss Universe Philippines prelims. Let me know who you loved the most in the swimsuit. Let me know in the comments, and like I said, next video is going to be the gown. So I'm gonna talk about my 10 favorite gowns, gown performances, not necessarily gowns, but gown performances. So if you wanna see that video, make sure you hit subscribe and be notified when that video comes out. And I guess I will see you guys in my final predictions. After this, I'll do a final predictions, and then it's gonna be the actual show, which is crazy. But let me know who's your favorite in the Miss Universe Philippines preliminary competition swimsuit round. As always, if you guys want to see more of our everyday activities, my growing baby bump that a bunch of you were asking me about in the live, make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and you will see all that stuff there.